What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm Justin here. I know I took 1 week off. It was great. Relax my limbs a little bit. We had Meelz here, of course, with Jeff J. Thank you so much to Jeff J for being on the show. It was a fantastic show last week. I don't think you guys would have wanted to hear my Sasha, Bianca, Becky takes, but you're gonna get a little bit of it this week, of course. But to fill in for Meelz, who is actually on his own vacation this week, I have somebody that I feel as though should have been on this show before. It should have already been on here, but I'm glad to have him here right now. Elite Media's very own Trevor Trout.
The boys messed up today, fellas. I'm going to be on the mic today. It's going to get real crazy in here. A lot of people going to be upset today. We locked in, fellas.
I had to, I had to get somebody so much more controversial than they could think. I had to go against the grain today.
Against the grain, you say, hey, man, I don't be thinking I'm wrong, so you're going to have to show me today.
Well, listen, sometimes we agree. Sometimes we don't. We've been going back and forth for about a year and some change now.
You and I, we used to not see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, but we coming around.
Yeah, it comes with age, I think. I think you got your own little opinions. I do too, but I think it works. It really works.
It's a good mix, man. It's a good mix. They're going to hear it today. Don't worry.
Absolutely. And of course, you are, of course, representing Elite Media. When the fuck is the Twitter coming back?
Hey, man, on the 1st, fellas.
Okay, the first. So by the time you hear this, we're going to be back on air with the Twitter.
The real is back, fellas. They tried to oppress the African American man, but you can't hold a real one down.
Oh, here we go. All right.
It's back.
Before we get into anything, but what are your feelings on this DONDA stuff? I do want to talk to you about that.
Oh my God. Hey, I want to ask you a question.
Okay, what's up?
How much have you played it this week?
I'm gonna tell you what I did with DONDA, right?
Okay.
So Sunday at around 11 a.m., I went on Apple Music. I'm a Spotify user. I went on Apple Music because I didn't want to ruin my Spotify algorithm playing this album. I didn't want it to even show up on my Wrapped in December. You feel me? So I skimmed it. Song 1 got 15 seconds. And I realized it was bullshit. I think I gave I would play the first 10 seconds, then skip to like a minute. Because like all these songs in the album have really long intros, and they're all like 10 minutes long.
I'm not gonna hold you, bro. You're not gonna gravitate me. Like if I was a normal person, you're not gonna gravitate me if I'm just saying the beginning first. Down. Like, bro, that's really some of the stupidest shit I've ever seen. But yeah. It is what it is. It's some Kanye ass shit. As for me though, there are some good songs in that album. This is what I will say. But with that being said, because you know how I roll, there's just way too much good music out here for me to stop doing what I'm doing to go listen to Kanye music in 2021.
Exactly. Yeah, it really kind of speaks to the whole rollout as a whole, that the key to the music is the gimmicks and not really the music. And even if music's fine, it could be fine. And you know what? I did hear there were some good songs. I do like I did listen to the whole what's it called, Off the Grid. It's a good song. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good song. But there's so many things that I feel like people kind of overlook that I don't feel like they give other people, and forget, tell me if I'm wrong here. They don't give the people the same grace that they do Kanye West, I feel.
They really don't. Because the thing is, bro, like, to say that I haven't heard better albums this year, like, that would be me telling a lie. Yeah. And we start lying now because, I mean, is it fair to say Kanye is he a legacy act, even though them albums have been pretty bad for, like, he's a legacy. It's Kanye.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can tell the truth, like, you know what? I'm not going to play this shit. And I'm not going to buy into the whole buildup of what this was going to be. Now, with that being said, the boy comes out this week. I'm actually anticipating that. That's music I really want to hear.
Well, it's because we maybe heard, and this is guessing, we maybe heard 3 songs off of it. Those are singles. We don't really know much about it. I think the rollout, I'm not gonna be honest, it feels just as rushed as Kanye's. Not gonna lie. Yep. So I'm hoping that it matches up with the music, I hope the music isn't rushed. He's had 3 years to do this, Trevor.
Yeah, it's
He's
true.
had a long time. So is this the longest break he's ever had between albums? It has to be. Yeah.
And it definitely has to be. And regardless, though, is like we're still gonna hear complaints because people are gonna say this is not the peak of Drake. This is not like people really trash Scorpion for some odd reason, and yet people still play it. It's really weird how that works, ain't it? People
Yeah.
still play it.
Well, my thing with Scorpion is I don't think it's like a classic. It's not. It's too long to be that. Oh, well, Views was long too, but I feel like Views had higher highs. Like I go back and listen to Views, like okay, people were really wrong about Views. I think, in
I'm
my
glad
opinion.
you said this. I really am, bro. I really am, dog. Because they really be trying to act like this is a very, very just good album. I'm like, no, bro. You
Well,
really Fire Desires is on here, bro. The outro is amazing. Like I think to me personally, like I said, it's gonna sound crazy, but like Views is the actual song. Views is one of like my favorite Drake songs like ever, and that sounds weird to say, but that's a personal preference.
yeah, no, I mean that's fine. But the thing about Views is that, and this goes back to Donda, is that the expectation was different than what was delivered, right? So with Views, you expected, oh, it's gonna be all Meek disses. It's gonna be his blueprint, right? They thought, Jay-Z back against the wall. He gave us a blueprint, right?
Right.
I don't feel like Drake has ever had a back against the wall other than like the little mixtape. If you're reading this, that was his only back. It's just not the same game anymore.
I
And
remember the views because, like I said, bro, like you a whole hell older than me, but like when everybody was getting Apple, I remember that day at school, everybody stopped to get Apple Music to go pick up views. That's back when like the streaming music shit was still really new. Remember like when Hov did the whole title we're about to change. You remember how this shit, man?
yeah, yeah,
And like I played it, and it was on. I was like the first listen because remember it was still here like before it got mastered. It was just on Spinrilla, just getting kicked off. It's all in and everywhere. Then
right.
shit got mastered. I was like, bro, this shit sounds amazing. And then I heard Western Road Flows. We were like, well, like two tracks in. I'm like, oh my god. No, do y'all hear this shit?
Western Road is definitely one of my favorite Drake songs. It was a moment in time, and I think that's why. This is just my theory on Drake, right? It's moment in time music. So I'm not gonna lie, Drake talking about the same things he talked about 5 years ago probably isn't gonna hit that hard for me anymore. Not gonna lie, I'm engaged. I got a lot of stuff going on, but if I was 24, 25, 26, that's a moment in time. Views was a moment in time when I was just moved to LA, just getting out there on my own. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to get it. That meant something to me. So I think that when people talk about what a classic is, you have to kind of skew your expectation and skew your definition of it, because to now, like, music is different. It's not a time capsule. Well, it's always really been a time capsule of the point that you're in, and I really think that's what Drake represents. But it's also a point in life, like it's going to be different for everyone. There is no, like, you don't think Illmatic is a classic, right?
I'm one of those people. This is
No, yes or no. Is Illmatic a classic?
I can me personally to me.
That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Is it a classic?
I can think an album is not really that good, and I can expect because brother, my dad's 60 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I was 60, like this was their music. I have to also take into consideration, like, okay, there's people from this generation that love the music, the one prior and then the one before, who really do enjoy that music.
Mm-hmm.
So when I take that in consideration, it's not always about me and what I think. I always look at the scape of music of, okay, what is the general consensus for this body of music for just overall? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I 100% think, and you'll be honest, I 100% think Young Thug makes better music than Nas will ever be able to make in his entire life. That's not the point. We're talking about Illmatic. If you ask a lot of people about Illmatic, like, they'll say Illmatic is a classic. It's just not to me, and that's to me though.
But that's what happens is, like, people want classics to be this highly agreed upon, non-contested fact, and that's not what art is. It will never be that. There's people that think Mona Lisa looks like the worst thing they've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that don't agree with that. There'll never be a consensus in rap.
That There never will, and But what amazes me though is like, okay, people they'll take an agenda that they're always against, and when it comes to somebody that they like, they'll rearrange it.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because like I'll go, like, let's say I'll go, okay, cool. Let's say album A, like this is a classic. It's like, why? But in this community, I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but like, oh, let's talk charts. I'm like, okay, cool, you're right. It's not always about charts. It's not always about charts. But the thing though is, bro, if a lot of people are playing this music, okay, a lot of people are playing this music, it's hard to deny this out. It's hard to deny this out.
Yeah.
It's not always about you and like what y'all like in y'all city or what like. No, you have to look at the grand scheme of everything. My issue comes, okay, when people, usually, people who don't look like us come in and they take an album that's clearly bad, that no one is universally respecting at this realm, and they go, okay, this is what this body of work is.
Yeah.
That actually pisses me off. Because some of the shit's actually not good. And what happens is, because obviously we're not the ones writing about the shit, we look 5 years later, oh, this album was this album was that. And it's like, this album was never this. This was never a moment in time in music. Y'all still don't play this shit. What are we lying for?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
Well, I mean, I'm glad to see that people are being at least like non-check marks are being honest about Donda and even check marks. I mean, Pitchfork gave it a 6. I feel as though that might be. I haven't heard the whole thing, but it might be real. I might have rated it a little lower, but I'm a harsh critic. But they're telling the truth, Trevor, and that's all we want. That's all we want.
That's all you want, bro. I mean, like, here's the thing, though. Like I said, I think it's a fun, like, bro, there's good songs on that album. It's just, I have other music I want to play. It's not Donda. It's not, how people will be weird. Oh, it's because it's like you hate. Like, no, bro, that's not what it's about. If someone makes good music, I want to play it.
A lot of that is it is a lot of that to me though. The stuff that he's done. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of that it is a problem to me. I think the thing with Kanye is that it reaches way deeper than just music. I think that a lot of people, like you said, not people that aren't people of color, and some people that are of color tend to sweep under the rug the way that he kind of discarded us a couple years ago, and he's never apologized for it. He's never tried to make amends for it, but he does that all the time. He discards us all the time to advance himself. And the slavery stuff, the Confederate flag stuff, the MAGA hat stuff, the presidential stuff was, in the middle of a pandemic that we needed to have and this is getting a little political, but we needed to have someone that was going to push forward an agenda that was going to get us safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
He discarded us.
I will say this though. Same time, as a person who's a citizen in this world, I'm not finna look to Kanye to stand up for me for shit. I'm not. This is not how this shit works.
We thought that he was that type of person, and I think that was the issue. And that when he showed us who he really was, then that's where. But let's
wait a second. I got one more thing that we can go and get into it. But I got one more thing. Yes. What I think is so weird about Kanye is why we treat Kanye the way we do. It's because the thing is, they're two completely separate Kanyes. Like, for example, if you really grew up in hip hop, listened to hip hop music, actually around hip hop early, you hold Kanye to a different standard of shit. And then when it's not up to par, you can be honest about what the music is. The issue with Kanye is not really directly his fault. Is a lot of people he introduced hip hop to.
Yep.
So they think he is the gold standard. And it's not even like, especially white kids. And especially people who are black kids, but they weren't really allowed to listen to real hip hop. Kanye gave them a lane where they could do that.
Yeah.
Then music sounds like all of it, like he pretty much could do no wrong to them. Like they can go like, this is the college dropout, like this is like registration. I'm like, you didn't hear them albums till 5 years after they came out. You didn't. I went to the store. I bought Late Reds when I was a kid. I did that because you remember those Walmart releases where you go pick it up, put it on layaway. This is shit I did. So like when people do this, oh, but Kanye, I'm like, I'm not saying you're wrong about that. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is you have to be honest about the music. And the thing is, it's hard for you to be honest about some music that they weren't around for when the shit was being played.
Right. You're right.
And the thing is, they write in hip hop now. That's what happens. But anyway.
But let's get into No Holds Barred news section, of course. A lot of talk about NXT this week. So I got a couple NXT topics. For starting off with the new Performance Center signings, they revealed a new class of PC trainees yesterday, and very interesting. Trevor, they're not fully. I guess the mandate of no more midgets and stuff like that. It's not fully. I guess somebody didn't get the memo because not a lot of these people are like the 6'5", 300-pound people that people think NXT is about to become. Some of the signees are Bobby Stevenson, of course, as we mentioned earlier. Gable Stevenson's brother has actually been signed by the WWE. Ben Buchanan, which is B squared for if you're into the old John Cena days, his son, and Joseph Fatu, the Usos' younger brother, Jimmy and Jay's younger brother Joseph, was also signed, as well as Dominique Dawkins' son. Did you know that, Trev?
When I saw the thing, I think it came up on my Twitter. Man, I really like what WWE's doing because the thing, forever used to be, man, I grinded and I came in the I'm like, bro, here's the thing. The WWE has a way of how they want people to work, how they want people to wrestle. And they know now that they can mold anybody and make them into stars, and the proof is in the pudding now.
Right.
We've seen it. Like, they know how to do this shit. And that's why hashtag the other company, they want to take everybody because they know that they know what they're doing. They know how to book those dudes. They know what those guys can and cannot do. But they're going to put asses in seats. So, like, when I see people that's like, oh, they picking up all these old football players, I'm like, bro.
Good.
Good. Like, why do you not want to see this?
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with this. Me and Cyrus watched a WCW show a couple of months ago called Capital Combat, and it was a bunch of people there that had collegiate accolades, and it was interesting because we couldn't name many people that had those accolades that were literally on NXT on the main roster anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Wrestling has kind of become, of course, obviously it's a body industry. I don't know why people seem to think that it's not still a body industry. It absolutely is. If you don't look good, you're not going to look good on TV. And I think that's what kind of breaks the immersion with the AEW is that a lot of these guys, I think I put a question on Twitter last night, who can beat Orange Cassidy's ass? Because this is the type of nigga that you could see him at a bar, you could probably whip his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need more people that look like larger than life. WWE is making an IP. They're making a brand. You know about this, Trevor. They're making a brand.
See, why I rock with the E, bro, okay, it's because here's what the E says. Look, bro, you could do all the fucking Evan Bourne finishers and corkscrews off top of the rope. It's almost like shit. It's shit almost like normal sports. Look, we need you to have 8 moves, a counter, and a sig. If you got 8 of them bitches, you can pump the crowd up. You can play here. If you don't got them, you can't play here. You can do all the danger spots. Okay, you can do all the yelling and screaming, all the stiff shit, all the leg claps, all that cool shit. Can you do a high spot in front of all these people, in front of millions on Monday Night Raw? Can you do that? If you can do that, you can play here. If you can't, it's not the place for you, and that's okay. And the thing is, a lot of wrestlers who've been in this shit a very long time, they learn that that's how that shit really. I'm like, bro, no one cares about that. Why is this football player this bad? I'm like, bro, you know why? Because he knows how to read the room. You don't know how to do that shit. That's how come you still stuck over there in ROH right now. So
Yeah, no. I mean, at the end of the day, and I'll say this: the actual the actual look hasn't really changed all that much. Yes, and I think people are so afraid that they have a collegiate background, and I think it's because a lot of people don't have a collegiate backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how crazy it is that people could train themselves to be better and train themselves to do something. They're not building a lot of Hulk Hogan's in that factory. There's still Shawn Michaels, Triple H, all those people are still there. They're still going to get people that can work, right? It's just that they're not going to be like the plumbers and Starbucks baristas that they've been hiring.
Like,
Because
here's the
honestly,
thing, they gotta understand. Like, bro, most of the people, like, when they get in the PC, bro, like, they get there and they've been wrestling so long. Like, some of them dudes didn't realize that they even had to work out before this. Like, they had to
yeah,
train and work on their bodies and shit. Like, these dudes, they already done the training, working out on their body. Like, bro, like, they played a high level sport. They've talked shit before in front of lots of people. Like, when you play a professional athlete, collegiate athlete, bro, that means people have been watching those dudes almost since they were 15, 16 years old. Like, this shit is not new for them. It's not
yeah,
like one day they were wrestling in front of 15 people out of nowhere they're wrestling for, like, they've been doing this shit in front of, like, in college stadiums for like 4 or 5 years. This is easy for them now. All you gotta
exactly.
do is teach them how to do the shit, how to yell, and then how to do a couple scoop slams off the rope, and then boom, you got yourself a mid card.
Yeah, and I think that, I mean, let's just get into the rebrand itself. It was revealed by Wale, good friend of the show, good friend of mine.
Yo,
Uh, has a song. His song, "Down South," is the theme of the new NXT. Little colorful rebrand, new logo and everything. I didn't know about it until literally he sent it to me 5 minutes before he got 5 minutes before he sent it out. He said licensed. That's all he said. Then it was on Twitter.
that's
Nice,
fine.
nice friend. Doesn't tell me anything. What do you think about this? The look, everything. Because I know you don't watch NXT very often, but will you give it a try to see what they're presenting, and make your decision from there?
I 100% will, bro. It's just like, dog, as you know, like, fam, WWE doesn't stop now. And
Yeah.
it's so different from, like, bro, remember, like, we grew up, you had, like, okay, you got WWE 24/7. You can go tune into that, go catch some pay per views. But other than that, like, wrestling, WWE wrestling really does not stop now. It is all the time. And
Mhm.
it's really hard. Like I said, I'm going to try. I'm saying, no, it's really hard for me to keep up with NXT during the week, bro. When, fam, SmackDown is long, Raw is long. Bro, you're taping because you know how long this shit is. You got to really go in there. You're like, okay, cool. What do I really need to see? Like, when we used to make a joke, and I was like, oh, shit, like, got the bathroom break for this
Yeah.
match. It really do be like that because there be a lot of time, a lot of shit that's taking place within these shows, and it's like, man, you got to really keep up. But look, I'm gonna take your word for it, though, John.
Yeah. No, I from what I hear, from what I know, NXT is gonna be different, but it's gonna be for the better. I'll say that. It's gonna be all the people that people wanted to be on the show, and they were like, "Where is this person at?" They're gonna get their fair chance because they got to get their fair chance now. Because if they don't, they'll be out. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta. This is the ship up or ship out time for a lot of them. Um, Adam Cole watch.
Man,
We don't know
where
nothing.
you going? Man, you know everything, man. You the plug. Where you going?
Well, I mean,
Tell me,
here's
Woj.
well, I can't say with confidence that I know where he's gonna do or where he's gonna go. I do know that like the the reporting around him being at a certain blue brand is correct, but we don't, it's been reported that he's a free agent. We knew this. His contract was up on Friday. We knew this. We knew he was working through Takeover. We knew all of this stuff. He did an Amazon Mattel WWE live stream last week with Johnny Gargano. It's super funny. He's taken off the merch link. I mean, this is stuff that you do anyway when you don't work somewhere. It's not an indictment. It's not anywhere. I mean, I see arguments on both sides. I'll say this on my side. I feel like Adam Cole has, to me, a higher ceiling in the WWE where he can grow to be that main event level star that we all know he is with the support that he has. We want to see those matches. I think, to me, Trev, he's the last of the guys of that type, of that body type, of that size, of that style that could make it. He's the
Yeah,
last. I think that
yeah.
NXT got all of them, and he's like the last of them. Like, because Gargano, I don't know if he gets a Daniel Bryan run. I do know that Adam Cole can because he can talk. You know what I mean?
100%.
And and I think that that's an avenue that, I mean, not selfishly that I want to see him pursue, but just professionally I want to see him pursue because he deserves to have that brand, that look on the main roster. In
I think.
AEW, that becomes tougher because now you're running into Punk. You're running into the elite who have to have 45 minutes to an hour every show. You have to have Cody when he's back. He's on his bullshit. You got to have Malachi Black. You got to have Andrade. You got to have Daniel Bryan who's coming. You got to have Braun who's probably coming. There's no time on that roster. You know what I mean?
On top of that, bro, like what I think is with him is like Adam Cole. I think he would put a lot of pressure on guys over there that they don't really want because they didn't come over there for all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like all them names going over there. Like I think whether he stays in WWE or leaves or whatnot, wherever he goes, where he's putting pressure on those people in that locker room. Because the one thing about Adam Cole gonna bring his shit. Like, let that be known with Adam Cole. He's gonna bring his lunch pail every fucking day. And when you're in the ring with him, bro, you gotta come to work, or he will make you look crazy.
Right. No, absolutely. I think that again, no one knows. The last report is that he's a free agent. I'm just reporting it just to kind of say that's what it is. Wherever he goes, he'll be successful. I can't say that I'll be watching AEW for his 5-minute segments every week, but it's like I feel like it's weird to say this, right? The AEW is a little bit more clogged, it seems like, than the E is right now. It feels like there's just a lot going on, but I mean, Adam has positioned himself as the top free agent in the world right now, period. And I think that's a good place for him to be, and he should absolutely get the bag wherever he goes, because whatever they're gonna give him, he needs to look at the contract and be like, listen, I need a little bit more zeros on that. You know what I mean? And go where he wants to go. And I think that's where he'll be. One last thing. Samoa Joe talks about the Forbidden Door. I don't know if you're familiar with the Forbidden Door, Trev. It's something that AEW said it was. It said it was a concept that AEW came up with where they were opening the door, so to speak, to work with New Japan and Impact and all these other places. Well, Samoa Joe, not a big fan. He said, I work for a company. If I play for a major football club anywhere in the world, you wouldn't like me out on the weekend to play for a rival team. Messi ain't doing day shifts over at Manchester United.
Samoa Joe, look, here's one thing I'll say about Samoa Joe. Samoa busted this fucking ass to get here, man.
Yeah.
You crazy as hell if you think that he finna go out and get over there with these seamless niggas. Like, we watched Samoa Joe. You feel me, Johnny? You hear me? We saw the shit he was doing. We saw the bumps he took to get to here. If he just got to go ahead and rock out NXT and then get a couple, you know what I'm saying, couple matches here and there on the big shows, he cool with that. Because he knows, see, Samoa not a young dude. He knows the long game. And there's nothing to be gained going play with the Ops on the weekend when you with the E. Bro, he's wrestled matches, great promos. He can commentate. He got the whole package. You hear what I'm saying? Bro, I used to watch Titus O'Neil do wrestling matches. I used to watch
that's period. You see, period. I used to watch Titus O'Neil wrestle.
I used to watch this nigga wrestle, bro. Like you think Samoa don't see the long, like, bro. It's not like nobody is going to ever respect him and like revere him the way we revere him as what he's done in this game. That's just not going to be happening. And he knows that. So there's no reason to go ahead and fuck that up because you want to prove a point and say, I'm this and that. Look, he got hurt 1-2 years ago. He probably saw the light and sat down and said, you know what, man? It's good over here on the good side.
And not only that, he got released. They said, what the fuck? And then they hired him back. You know what I mean?
Bro, so he gonna be on this P and say, you know what, bro? Like, what you need is what you need. He not finna go over here and go on the fucking observe. Oh, WWE did not. You know them, and you know what happens to them dumb niggas? You know what they be? They be right there with old boy Big Brodus and goddamn Daniel bald head dude to right back all them niggas right here on YouTube telling us about WWE and what they did and didn't do. Yep. He don't want someone ain't trying to do that.
No, not at all. So when we get back from the break, we're going to talk about SmackDown and Raw, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Trust me. If you like Trevor's takes now, wait till we get to these shows, especially Raw. So when we get back from the break, we're going to be talking about SmackDown and Raw on the A Show. We'll be right back.
Want to talk about timing? Okay, well, I accepted your last your last minute challenge. So how about the EST and the man tear it down for the SmackDown Women's Championship tonight?
I thought Bianca had a brilliant idea. I'm here for it.
Well.
Something tells me
Is
Zelina
this what the EST of WWE has been reduced to? Crying for a rematch. I was promised that.
It is getting mighty crowded in here on Friday Night SmackDown.
Listen up, Fives. That 10 is speaking. What I'm going to need is the two of you to move out of the way, because clearly Becky should be facing the most beautiful woman in all of WWE.
I had to end it there because I got a question for you, Trev.
Mm-hmm.
Carmella, generational?
What are we talking?
Milk.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. SmackDown.
Okay.
SmackDown. Friday night. You know what I heard, Trev? I heard a lot of it. I heard EST chants.
Ooh, hear it.
I heard chants. I heard cheers. I heard claps.
Niggas was talking about pops. Bianca popped. I heard it. I heard it.
And I'll say this. I was told that she was done.
No.
I was told she was over. She was over with. They were discarding her. In fact, I didn't hear that on Friday. Now, I didn't get a chance to say my feelings on the Becky Bianca thing. I think it's old enough. You don't have to hear my thoughts on it.
I was told that this was going to kill Bianca. I remember there was people telling me that as if, everybody's not hurt or some shit. Because, I don't know what the fuck people be talking about. Just saying shit. What happened? She walked out there. Becky came out there, and guess what? Bianca got a great pop too. It's interesting how that shit works when you build stars.
Becky got a few boos too. I'm not gonna.
Were they in Little Rock? Weren't they in Little Rock?
Yes, they were. They were feeling the black excellence out there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
You already know it.
SmackDown open with Becky Lynch coming out. We all know she's currently scheduled or is preparing to become a heel. So obviously we got the slow burn here on Friday. She comes out saying that she doesn't feel sorry for what she did to Bianca at SummerSlam and that she would have done it the same way. And that she, ever since she's had a child, that she's come to realize that she'll never give up anything ever again, and that she's going to protect it with her life. What do you feel about this promo?
I think it was the right promo. Because, bro, here's the thing. Like, Becky loses nothing from saying that shit. She's Becky Lynch. Look, she could have went up there and said, you know what? You deserve your match and all this other shit. And guess what? People would have felt the same. Like, it's what it is. Becky knows where she's at.
And I think it was a good promo. And Becky's smart because she has never really not been like a white meat babyface. Like she's always been shades of gray to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
This promo she cut, it was kind of giving you plausible deniability to say, is she a face or is she a heel here? A baby face wouldn't, like Drew McIntyre wouldn't say, I don't feel bad about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even Bianca would say anything like that in her current babyface iteration, but Becky's kind of laying it on a little bit. And of course we get Bianca coming out to challenge her, which brings out the other people that she's beaten before, and Liv Morgan to come out to challenge Becky for the title. And when Bianca says, let's do it, Becky says no and leaves, which does elicit some boos, and it elicits some like people saying, oh, okay, nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Which leads to go ahead.
Bro, with her having the belt and just like not having to do shit, it just builds the suspense. Like for example, like bro, next week if Becky came out there, bro, like during one of Bianca's matches and just stared her down and was just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not finna do this shit, but I see you working, and came just like smack the shit out of her with the belt or some shit. I truly don't think that like anything, like there's going to be any real repercussions at this point.
Right.
There's going to become a point where Bianca gets to that, so they're going to have to simmer it down. I feel like, bro, just like that would be a really dope feud where everybody wins. You feel
It's
me?
gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm interested. There obviously not much there on Friday. You got to set Bianca back up as the number one contender. I thought the elimination match was really good. I thought Bianca and Liv Morgan. Liv surprised me. She shocked me on Friday.
I think Liv can play, man. I think Liv can play. It's just, she's been around.
Could she be at the top? I mean, she's still young. I think Liv is like 24 or 25 years old. There's still time with her. There's still a lot of time with her.
Liv can be at the top if the right people retire.
Oh, wow. So here's my, and that's a good question. And this is something that permeates. The 4 horsewomen, for better or for worse, are a constant in the WWE main roster. And that's a good, I mean, nothing wrong with that. You got a mix of people of color. You got a mix of, second generation, third generation talent, stuff like that. They're great as a core. But when you start to pull away from that, and Asuka as well, who are the people that stand out? Obviously, you got Bianca at the top there, Toni Storm when she's ready at the top there. Liv Morgan, one of those?
I think she can be. Because I'm not going to hold you, bro. After that whole shit Sasha pulled, dog, I have no problem seeing Liv Morgan go out there and bust her ass.
Right.
I have no problem. Like, it's not like bro, like, Sasha's not that much better than Liv. She's not that much better than Liv.
All right. I have there are a few crew members, Sasha crew members that listen to the show. Okay. His Twitter account is at Trevor Trout. It is not me.
Hold on. You didn't say I was wrong yet. So clearly there's a side of the fence that you're on right now.
Here's the thing. Sasha is absolutely better than Liv Morgan, but Sasha is also a liability when it comes to she's kind of outed herself as a liability when it comes to being reliable at this point.
Your best ability is availability.
That's true.
Your best ability is availability, bro.
And
here's my deal, okay? Here's what I'm saying. As a professional wrestler, as a worker, as a person who's in the business, there's certain things that you're expected to do. And the thing is, Sasha doesn't want to do those things, and she's done that multiple times. So at this point, you're a liability. So I have to go with what's available right now. Like that shit that she pulled 2 weeks ago, bro, that's unacceptable shit.
But people will try and flip it like it is unacceptable. Like, well, if you're not happy, then quit. I'm like, okay, like, yeah,
fam. This is the WWE. No, I'm gonna spell. This is the WWE. Whoever they want to make a star will be a star. Whoever they want to be on TV will be on TV, and they can make Liv Morgan, if they really want to, into anything that they want to make her into.
Yeah.
If Sasha says she wants to go, guess what? The WWE's going to figure it out, and they want to have to find a way to get Liv Morgan to be somebody. They're going to find a way to make it happen.
Right.
It's going to start right there at the mid-card. Go out there, beat a couple people, go on her own. I'm tired of being, like laid down and all this stuff. You know how this shit go.
Yeah.
And then boom, she comes out there. She challenges somebody for a SmackDown Women's title. They have a 2-series match. She loses. Boom, bam, she's over. Oh, damn. We have a person who could potentially main event a SmackDown now. That's how this shit's been for the last 7 years.
And I think people are ready for Liv. She was over on Friday.
100%.
As far as the women go, she was. They were really feeling her. You know what's funny to me is how many people have translated from the Thunderdome into the crowds again, and who's over, it still surprises me, some of the people that get reactions, and I think it was a good sign that Liv got the reaction she got on Friday, especially after being off the show for like 2 weeks.
The one thing about the women is like there's a lot of just likable people, and the cool thing about the women's division, bro, is you could turn somebody heel and you can just flip them. You could just flip them right back, bro. And it ain't really gonna change. Like, bro, Charlotte is Charlotte. She's different. You know what I mean? She's a different case. But there's no for example, that shit that Bayley did, that Bayley did was absolutely like some amazing ass shit. Like, I need that to be understood.
It'll probably never be done again
It
because
will
of
never be done again, bro.
the circumstances. Will never be like that again. Next up on the docket here, Finn Balor puts Roman Reigns in his sights for next week, but is Paul Heyman in the doghouse? I love this overarching story. Of course, we know Brock Lesnar came back at SummerSlam, and now Paul Heyman is they're questioning him. Trev, they don't know what he's doing.
Hey man, I think it's really cool when they do shit like this, bro. I think it's really dope when they do shit like this. Because then I'm looking at like the little backstage cuts. Then you walking out there, and then Paul like he's kissing ass now because he wants to stay in the group. Like it's funny, bro, because we see shit like this in real life.
Yeah, and it's funny because not too long ago, Paul was treating Jimmy like this, and he was treating Jay like this as well. A couple months ago, not even that long ago, and now you're seeing the roles reversed. He can't get into the door. He can't, I thought that it was really good writing here. And much as with anything Roman Reigns does, it's always pretty much like at the top or the best thing on the show. But I thought that the Paul Heyman stuff was exceptional here. I honestly, I don't want to see Paul leave Roman's side. I think that I hope that's not where they're going.
This is like if like LeBron was like, hey yo, like Rich Paul, like we just not fucking with you no more. And the niggas is like, yo, what's going on? You know how I used to do when they first started. Start fucking with Paul. I was like, oh, this is some like the LeBron and Rich Paul wrestling type shit. Because remember, he would go to the Usos and go, hey, look, I got contacts. Whatever match you trying to get booked, I'm going to go book this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then Brock comes back, oh, damn, we have a conflict of interest. Uh-oh, fellas, what's going on within the company?
So are you saying that the bloodline is actually clutch wrestling?
This is clutch wrestling, bro. It's gonna be so clutch and Survivor Series. Paul Heyman, we gotta get the Rock. Rock pulls up for Survivor. Oh man, that's some funny shit.
It really is like a really cool dynamic here. My worry is that it will take away from the Finn Balor thing. Brock is back now. I would imagine that if Brock doesn't have a match at Extreme Rules, which probably won't be the case, he'll probably have it closer to Survivor Series or the December pay-per-view, or he'll be in Saudi Arabia in October. One of those things are happening.
Can't miss that bag. You know he gonna be there.
Yeah,
he's gonna be there. he gonna come out the depths of hell like the Undertaker for that shit.
Exactly. And I'm starting to really think that it's gonna be Roman, Brock, and Saudi Arabia in October, which would be cool. However, where does it leave Finn, who has now challenged Roman for the title on Friday's SmackDown? Of course, we have a Madison Square Garden event coming up as well that realistically, if you wanted to get that packed out, you announce Brock Lesnar for that show too. So I'm not sure where Finn would be at here in terms of how it happened. Like we know the match is going to be a banger because Finn is Finn elite?
Yeah, I think Finn's elite. I mean, here's the thing. You just got to have him in the picture right now. As long as he's in the picture, I think it works for him. Just have him in the picture. Have him around. Have his name, like he's just coming back. You know what I'm saying? Getting the swing of things. There could be potential. There's. I'm not saying everybody don't know who Finn Balor is, but remember, bro, 'cause I saw it when I watched SmackDown. That same pop he used to get when them lights used to with the it wasn't the same as it used to be. You feel what I'm saying? It's got to come back to that. I think this is a good time to do it. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I think you give. I mean, Roman makes guys.
Yep.
I think Roman likes Finn.
Low key. On the lowest of keys, though, I'm really glad you said this shit.
He does. I mean, he couldn't help Cesaro. I mean, and he sent Daniel Bryan packing to the Outlaw Mud Show, but he makes guys. He does. They're not done after him, like Bray Wyatt is. He's gone too.
I know that Mr. RK Bro, and he better shut his mouth.
Oh, we're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about him. But I mean, this is tentatively happening. I really think it's gonna get turned into a triple threat or a 6-man, not a triple, a 6-man tag. I really think it's not gonna happen the way that we wanted to. But I'm interested in seeing what happens next week. It was a good segment with Finn. calling a shot. I'm glad he's not Smiley Finn anymore. He is the character that he was on NXT, and I'm glad that they brought him back over. It gives him an edge that he so sorely needed, and I thought it was a good. See, look, what happened? Well, let's get into it. You got a time limit here. Next on the show, Rey Mysterio and Dominic.
I need that Dom pack expeditiously. I need it so bad. Like,
Remember,
I need that shit, bro. Did
you see the episode of Monday Night Raw a couple years back when Sean and Hunter put the Spirit Squad in a box and told them
I remember that shit.
At this point with Dom, I think that's needed, right? I think it has to happen. He's got to go.
I can't, like, here's what's crazy. Like, remember we used to say, like, bro, he needs to go to NXT. I'm like, where does he fit in on NXT? Where is,
I don't just want to put him with the minorities. I don't want to just put him in Legado del Fantasma, but like he needs something. He's just, I think that they keep putting him in there with ring generals, which is smart. Sami Zayn is a ring general, and he made Dominic look like a million. He was bumping all over the place for Dominic. But Dominic, to me, should not be like the Lucha style. He should be like more of an Andrade hybrid style.
He's a 105 live talent right now, and he can't help us. Yeah, I didn't say 205. I said 105. That's bad, fellas. That's bad, bro. I'm sorry. It's just like in my line, I said, bro, and you said this shit. He moves slow as molasses. Shit ain't crisp. His timing is off. Like, he shouldn't be on national television right now. He shouldn't be.
Nepotism,
yeah, it's nepotism. I mean, like I said, I'm not mad at that shit. There's a bunch of nepotism in the E. We know how this shit go. We gotta watch Redacted every week.
Oh wow. I'm wondering who Redacted is.
You don't see when we talk about her.
Okay, go ahead. I think I know who you're talking about now. Yeah. All right.
She's a big problem.
Where do you think this storyline is going with Dominic? Is it leading to him and Ray being at odds? I really do think that Ray wants to face his son. I think that is what he wants to do, and I think that's where we're leading to. I think Ray wanted to win a title with his son and also wrestle against his son before he was done.
I think that's fire. Plus, on top of that, bro, like, you don't really lose anything. Like, oh shit, Ray beat the shit out of his son. Oh no, like nobody's gonna really give a fuck. It's just gonna be, thanks, Pa, for whooping my ass. You got a son. You're better for this. And then he goes out there, beats the shit out of like fucking a Carrillo or some shit, and then moves on with his life.
Umberto have to get the straight just now.
Poor Umberto.
Straight. All right, man. Leave my guy out of this, man. He tried to come out with an edge too, and then he got ran into Mr. Cross. But last thing on SmackDown. Last thing on SmackDown here. Baron Corbin had a really good weekend. Good weekend, man.
I fuck with
Vegas.
I fuck with Baron Corbin, man.
Hey, he was winning, man. He's back. We now have happy Baron Corbin. He got the money back. There's got to be another shoe that drops here. He's got to lose that money. I think this doesn't hit if he doesn't lose the money, right?
Man, bro, when that nigga came out there with that hat on, dog. I look at him. He said, "We want for that briefcase." He said, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. I'm looking. I'm like, bro, this nigga's hilarious. Like, I'm watching the little digital cuts, and he over there with the women and shit. I'm like, bro, Baron Corbin is amazing, bro. I will never let anybody slander this nigga. He just minds his business and entertains me every week.
My thing is this, right? I used to hate even seeing this motherfucker on the TV.
That was his job. That was his job. Like, real talk, that was his job. And then once he saw the shtick, you were like, damn, this nigga's amazing. He was doing this shit on purpose.
He's good at it. He's really good at it. You're absolutely right. That was his job. That is his job. And I think that now it's to a point where it's like, this is how you change your character, and this is how you have longevity. You know what I mean? And this is the type of personality and the type of storytelling that I feel as though they fail at very often on WWE, but they've absolutely nailed it here and tied in Big E with it. And I think that this was a great direction for Big E, because when you win the briefcase, yo, you're in limbo. Like, people get mad when Money in the Bank winners lose and stuff like that. It's like it doesn't matter, because when they win the title, they win the title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think with Big E, now the question is, who is it gonna be?
I think WWE is going to do a good job when it's time building the anticipation around him cashing in.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really dope when we see it. Now, like, if he just cashes in for the WWE World Heavyweight title, like, I'm not going to be mad about this shit. Like, for example, let's just say, like, a dude like Lashley or some shit had this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody who was like, okay, cool, we see him get beat, we're not mad. Like, that's a good look for him, because they got big plans for you. They do, because he's a really good wrestler. He entertains me, shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that Big E has it. I don't think that we don't need to wait any longer for him to be that. Mm-hmm. I do think that the idea that I'm not sold on the idea that it's Roman yet. I'm just not.
Really?
I'm not sold on it. I'm sold on the idea that it could be against. I'm sold on it being against Bobby or Goldberg.
Yeah. Oh, it's 100%. It 100% is not going to be Roman. That's how come, like, bro. The other day when people were saying that, like, watch Money in the Bank, like, because, like, as you were saying, like, Money in the Bank, top five now. I don't see him going, like, bro. Because the thing is, like, what can Roman, like, in a feud like that, like, for the title, bro? I just personally, he will be ready one day. But at the same time, I think there's another level that he's going to have to go really tap in on to really be a part of that upper echelon, like I know that he could really be.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And, he's came a long way in the last 6 to 8 months. And right now, I would say he's on pace. And there's no reason to rush the shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants the shit now. Like, it has to come down. I'm like, no, let it come. Let it come. Let him warm up to the idea of even imagining him in that realm of being this type of star. Let people get accustomed to that, and then that's when you can make that next really big push that you want to make.
Right. And that was SmackDown. I thought it was a solid show. Really, a two segment show to me. The opening women's spot and the ending spot there. Everything else in the middle was kind of like, good to meh. Hopefully this week will be better. Let's get to Raw, which I thought was actually a good show this week. It was a show that had people talking. That's for damn sure. But let's first talk about Damian Priest. Elite?
Damian Priest is elite, and I know he's elite simply for the fact that they let him start the show off.
There you go.
They let him start off the show.
With the lights dimmed.
With the lights dimmed. Fans like him, but they let him get out there with the big boys and he look like he belonged. That's a sign. Okay, like he really him. You gotta let him rock, and on top of that, like, look, they let him get the pin too. That nigga's here, and Raw needs a guy like him right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Raw needs a guy like him right now. Like, this ain't no like some just throw him around. Like, no, that show is, yeah.
and here's my thing. My thing about it is that, like you said, when they want to make you, they make you. Mm-hmm. And I remember being frustrated that he was getting these Miz matches and he was getting these all this stuff. He wouldn't leave Miz alone. And I said, when are they going to do something with him? And last night was the rocket ship. It was, there you go.
It's just hopped off the porch, like, bam, boom, hey, here the shit is, niggas. What you want to do with it? And so, like I said, like you were talking about, like, we were talking about the Miz earlier. That's why I fuck with the Miz. Because the thing is, bro, you get into it with the Miz, bro, you gonna get seen. And you bound to beat him. Everybody gonna be talking about the Miz, bro. No one cuts the TV off when the Miz is on. Right. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna watch the Miz. So, like, if you just throw anybody in there, okay, cool. Damian Priest is involved. He's just coming to the show. Everybody didn't watch it NXT. They need to learn who this guy is. They gotta learn who this guy is. The Miz is the best way. He entertained me. All his matches were good. All his backstage segments were good. Like, he's done what he needed to do. And he did it to the point. My bad. It's good.
We should have known Priest was getting to that level with the Bad Bunny thing, right? We knew that.
Mm-hmm.
But
100.
it takes, to me, the next step was having that banger triple threat with Sheamus and Drew. Drew wanting his title, that means a lot. Drew is now another guy who can make guys because of what he's done in the past year. I believe it if you beat Drew McIntyre now. I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Damian Priest pins Drew McIntyre to retain his title. I believe it now. I don't know where they're gonna go. I don't know what he seems to be calling out Bobby Lashley. I don't know if they want to get that, if they want to beat Damian like that yet. But
yeah,
I believe in the guy now. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here, man, with it.
I'm like here's the thing, like I can, you know how like you see glimpses of like a dude who's just, it's like, I'm just here right now because this is what they're asking me to do. But other than that, they're like, I'm better than this shit. When I see Priest, that's what I see. Like, he knows it's like, I don't belong here. Like, I'm supposed to be over there with them dudes. And he made sure we knew that shit on Raw.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to get into this? I really want to do a play-by-play of this. I just want to get right to it from now. Charlotte and Nia Jax. Okay.
Redacted, bro. Get her off of my national television.
This was
all that.
This was one of the weirdest.
That shit was so unprofessional, bro. No, don't even say. There wasn't shit weird about it. The shit wasn't okay. And the way that she was throwing her down like that, bro, like that's not Charlotte Flair. Like, what the fuck are we doing, man?
Right.
Like,
so,
real talk, bro.
I want to get some background before we get into it. Charlotte and Nia had a match, which is odd to me, especially considering the finish of this match, because I thought that we were going with Alexa Bliss. So I don't know what was going on here. I don't know what the course change was here with Alexa and Charlotte, which to me is a better program, if you ask me. So Charlotte and Nia have a match. There is a point in the match after a commercial break. For one, let's be clear here. It was chippy the whole time. They were stiffing each other the whole match. After the first commercial break, Charlotte gets flipped onto her neck in one of the most uncomfortable spots I've ever seen, where Nia lifts her up for a back body drop, but Nia does not come down with it. She just throws Charlotte on her neck. Doesn't protect her at all. What were you feeling when you saw that part, Trev?
Fam, I got really fucking mad. Like, and bro, here's the thing, like, I never, no matter how fucked up professional wrestling is, I never wish ill on people. But like, when Charlotte like took that shot at her knee, I was like, you know what, you probably do need to do that shit, because that means you probably helping everybody else be healthy. Like, Nia Jax is a liability when she's in the wrestling ring. And I think we forgot that all because, you know, like, they were making sure she looked. Because, bro, remember she had, like 2 good matches that 1 month, and we were like, oh, yay.
Yeah.
She did what she's supposed to fucking do as a professional wrestler. And she's back on this bullshit again. And the thing is, bro, fam, I really like watching Charlotte Flair perform, bro. I really do. If you go out there and you fuck her up because you have these old grudges that you got, bro, look, at the end of the day, you have to be a professional, bro. And it wasn't just one stiff slam. That's my biggest issue.
I'm gonna get to that.
She really picked her up and threw her on her fucking neck 4 fucking times, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm surprised the WWE didn't say, no, stop this shit. Cause like once he cause bro, look, you seen Charlotte. Charlotte's like 6'8", 125 pounds, bro. She ain't finna do shit with Nia Jax. She ain't finna do shit with Nia Jax.
Well, here's my thing. Like, after this happens, they continue to still try and have a match. Okay, they continue to still try to have a match after this. Charlotte being as professional as she can. There's a moment when Charlotte tries to roll Nia up. I don't know if there was something said. I don't know if there was something that happened. She tried to roll her into a near fall. Nia gets up and says, no, fuck that. Charlotte says, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Basically slaps her in the face. And Nia says something like, don't start, don't do it. Nia punches Charlotte, gives her a swift 3-piece. Charlotte, I'm sorry, she was out on her feet. She was dead on her legs after that 3-piece.
Dog, she was not ready for that shit. Like, she was just trying to go get this man. Like, hey, yo, like, we trade this shit off. Like, look, You was stiff with me, I'll be stiff back with you. But bro, you finna hit her straight in her face on her shit. Like, here's the thing: if you gonna shoot like that on national TV, at least make the shit look real. That's what professionals do. Yeah, we gonna really wrestle some shit, but we're gonna make this shit look good while we're trying to beat each other's ass. So that's how come I fuck with Brock. Brock, like, look, bro, I'm gonna fucking like break your back. But like, we're gonna make this shit look good while I break your back because I don't fuck with you. And that's why I like Brock.
But it was such a odd thing that happened, because after this, there's another point in the match where Charlotte gives her a boot, I believe. As she's getting up, Charlotte's mushing the back of Nia's head and says something to her. I didn't quite catch it. I'm not sure what I think she said, like, "Are you mad now?" or something, like, "Get mad now," or something like that. Mushes her. There's another stiff spot, and there's a odd, awkward power bomb where she has Charlotte not even, in the powerbomb position. It's supposed to be like kind of like have her legs protected, have her neck protected. Was not protected. Just
she almost tore her ACL. Charlotte did. You saw that shit, the way that her back leg dropped?
Yeah.
Like, she didn't even secure the bottom leg. I'm like, fam, you're about to compromise the whole fucking show doing stupid shit like this. So I want to know this, bro. Like, there was really nobody else available to do this shit? Like, real talk, there was nobody else.
Well, my thing is like, I don't know. I don't know why Nia won this match. I have no clue why she won this match.
You know why Redacted won this match, man?
You're right.
We just talked about it 15 minutes ago. Look, nepotism in the E is like peanut butter and jelly. It just goes together. The only difference is the other person who almost got fucking hurt is actually one of the best wrestlers we've seen in a long time. So it's like, yo, you putting her at risk for what? Like, she just came back off a break not too long ago. Why the fuck are we doing this? Like, really, bro, Nia Jax really went away, came back, had 2 good matches, and got right back on her bullshit, and then they just said, let's keep her on TV. We got people who are actually really good at what they do back there. Like, we have women in that division who are really good at what they do. Why the fuck I have to see Nia Jax? Really though, like, why the fuck do I have to watch Nia Jax? Like, I really like to watch. I don't know if you like her, but I really like watching Shayna Baszler work. I do.
I do too. Yeah, I do too. Shayna had a good match with Rhea Ripley that night on Monday Night Raw.
A great match, bro. Like, there's talented people all over, and it's like, fam, you really finna tell me there's nobody that can replace Nia Jax? I swear, dog. I'm not trying to go on no Stephen A. type tangent with this shit.
No,
because I've really been watching this a very long time, and it's like, it's disrespectful to the sport at this point.
I feel the same way. I think what she did was unforgivable. I'm not going to, say that Charlotte's response was the best either, but she was the more professional of the two in the match. I'm not clear if what was because again, it's not ballet, obviously, but it's also a communication issue. If there was a miscommunication that led to that, yes, then they should talk about that. But I think Nia was clearly the aggressor here. And it started from the moment the match started. I really feel like they don't like each other, to be honest with you. And I don't know why they keep getting paired together, because they've done this before. They've had matches like this before where Nia's dropped Charlotte on her fucking neck. And they continuously have them have matches. And the reason I said why did Nia win this is because now we got to get another match like this, and you don't know what's going to happen between these two. Why did she win this match?
I'm just trying to find out, because I'm saying, well, this is WWE. Why the fuck do I still have to see Nia Jax on TV? Like, bro, real talk, bro. Like, this isn't like 2010 anymore or no shit. Like, bro, this is a real wrestling division. This is real.
The level of talent. The level of talent
is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck do I have to watch her? I know what's back there. Like, I sometimes, like, when I'm watching the show, I'm just like, is there anybody like who's just a casual fan that's wondering the same shit that I am about Nia Jax? Because, like, it's not like she has an appealing brand of wrestling. It's not appealing at all. Like, she doesn't do shit. She doesn't move. She doesn't do shit, bro. And then she gonna come, all the critics and all the, no, nigga, you really can't work. And you not trying to work. Like, there's no vision for you, bro. Like you really don't belong here.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where this leads to next week, but it happened. It's definitely the most talked about thing that happened on this show, which was a good show. I think it overshadowed some of the actual good stuff that happened. I think the Nikki Ash Rhea Ripley thing clearly leading to Rhea turning heel. I can't wait for that. I think that's going to be a banger. We had Karrion Kross, which we now know you do not think is elite, facing Humberto. What are they doing with him?
I need to know what that shit was. I need to know what that shit was, bro. Like real talk. If Karrion Kross come across next week, okay, look, you book him, he's there. Like, what's next? What's next?
He seems like one of the guys that they keep having beat everyone, and then when he gets a big match, he's gonna lose.
Yeah. So it's like, bro, like we're wasting our fucking time. You know, like, bro, the fans don't care. They don't give a shit. Do they? It's not like
No.
I don't think he's one of those dudes who's like, oh, we can build Karrion to be like, no, really, like, where does he fit on this show? For what?
He's no reason. He's not getting over. He needs a complete character change on the main roster. I don't think this character works.
Not only he 100% does, and you know, dudes figure that shit out too. Like where they think that whole NXT shit, they finna come to the main roster. Like, okay, cool. Ask some same niggas who thought that same shit, and guess what? They sent them niggas either right back to the crib or to go reinvent their fucking selves because that shit was ass. He gonna be in that crossroads. Don't worry, it's coming.
We got another main event. We got RK Bro. It was originally supposed to be Sheamus and Bobby. Of course, that got changed, as it always happens on Raw. I'm not even going to get into it. But the main event of the show ended up being Lashley and MVP versus RK Bro. RK Bro is a generational tag team. Trev.
Fam, what did I say the other day? I saw them niggas. I said, oh, no, that's Rocket Sock. Yo, this is the Rocket Sock connection right here. This is it. Like, and on top of that, Riddle is hashtag over. He is over. You hear me?
They love the guy. They really do.
Love him. And what I love about, especially as Randy Orton over the last year and a half, 2 years, like the cool part about this tag team is we get to see parts of break kayfabe Randy that we didn't get before, and now it just looks normal because he has a dude around him that can let him be that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really think that's cool to get to see like a very a serious but unserious Randy that's going out there, so he can do goofy shit from time to time. That's fucking like hilarious. Like, yo, this is great. Like, I love this. Like, I can't wait to see like where this goes because I really do fuck with this, bro. And on top of that, if let's say, like, obviously, my question is this: how long do you see this last? At the end of the day, bro, Randy Orton is Randy Orton.
See, what I would do, there's so many moving pieces, right? I think the end game here would be Orton and Riddle at Mania, to me.
Yeah. That's a feud I want.
I want. Absolutely. But the thing is there a title involved? I don't think there needs to be. I think the idea of their being friends, I think it could really kind of come apart at Royal Rumble and when they're both in the match. I think it could come apart there. It could come apart earlier than that, but I think you give them a good run until about December. I would say let the Vikings take the titles off of them. Honestly, I think that's the best tag team for Raw going forward.
They take it off them, then they start beefing. Randy kills the shit out of him, and then I want to see a side of Riddle where he comes out there and he gets on Randy ass like, I'm not playing with you, nigga.
Yeah, I mean. I really think ideally you call up Gargano and Ciampa from NXT, or you call up Gargano and Austin Theory, have them be tag champions on Raw or something like that, and then have, you know, Vikings and those guys go against each other for the time being, and get maybe one or two more tag teams there, and then you go for it with the Riddle Orton breakup. I don't know if there needs to be a title involved, but if Big E is realistically, because that's what I want to talk about with Bobby, but like, you know, you'll have that opportunity. We get up with, you know, getting on the Bobby thing. We get a video from Goldberg saying that he's going to be back. He wants his soul. You know, Saudi Arabia is coming up. Mm-hmm. We know Goldberg's, you know, his relationship with Saudi Arabia in titles, okay? It goes down there. So this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking.
Fellas.
This is what I'm thinking. October, Saudi Arabia crown jewel, Goldberg beats Bobby, ends this terrible reign. And then we get Roman and Goldberg in the match we were supposed to get at WrestleMania. We get that at Survivor Series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big E comes out at the rematch. So Bobby Goldberg rematch in December. Bobby wins it back. Bobby loses at the Big E. Big E is your WWE champion. I don't think Big E gains much from the Universal. I know people want him to win the Universal from Roman. I think that's cool and all. Roman, but here's my point. Here's my point. Roman is giving that title prestige right now, right? Mm-hmm. The WWE title has that prestige currently, and you'll have three black champions in the last 2 years on that docket. Yep. That looks way better, right?
In retrospect, it does. Like, here's the thing: like, if E gets the WWE title, like, I don't think like it's not like, you know, when we were coming up, it's like, bro, this is the WWE championship. Like, that means if you have this belt, you were on the top of the company type shit. Because it's clear, like, bro, that's what the Universal belt is going to be now. You feel what I'm saying? So then, you know, E gets it, he holds it. It adds some shit to his name. You know, he gets a cool feud with somebody that he's clearly better than, beats the shit out of him. Boom, he's established. Like, we were just talking about that shit earlier. Now, my question to you is this, okay? How long could you see him retaining?
E?
Yeah.
Not long. Because we got to remember.
I don't.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. Money in the Bank title holders don't have the title very long. They never have it very long. At like 2 months tops. They never have the title that long. So the thing with E is that you're going to get the reign, but that's not the important part. The important part is what he does with it.
Yeah.
And what he's able to do and what he does after the reign. So that's what I'm thinking. Going forward. I think you get Riddle Orton at WrestleMania in Dallas in a banger. And I think, to me, as Orton's career kind of winds down, could be one of his last, to me, like one of them ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get E in the mix for the WWE title at WrestleMania. And then the other side, I don't know with Roman. I really don't know who beats him. I can't call it. I'm not seeing nobody right
now. Bro, I really don't. Like, here's, because it's crazy, because like it's the way the WWE works now. Like, somebody has to get beat. like Roman has to get beat. It's just like, damn, who? Like, the perfect way to do it, bro, in my opinion, it probably is just what they're going to do. You have, because this means, bro, you keep the Roman you got, and on top of it, it helps him as a character.
Yeah.
Paul leaves him for Brock. Back against the wall. It's just him. You feel what I'm saying? Back against the wall. We rooting for him. They trying to fuck him over. Yada yada. And he has his belt. Lost his representation. I even say this. Fuck it. Like, if he loses, like, these little Uso cousins and shit, right? So he got everybody working against him, right? Everybody screwed him over. And then he gives us these legendary promos like, I told you niggas, it wasn't about them. This was me. I did this shit. You know what I'm saying? I was him. They needed me to be this person, be that person, be this other person. You got filler in there where he going against Heyman and he going against Brock. They rocking with Heyman and all that shit. He beats all those niggas after they strip him. Because let's say like this, bro. Tell me if I'm tripping. He goes out there. He gets screwed over. They jump him. They take his belt away. Yada, yada. Book another one where he working against the system. They trying to screw him over. He gets his shit back. He holds his shit. He beats another nigga one more time in the rematch. Boom, bada, bang. The title is made now. The title is made. If he loses to Brock, bro, you gonna be upset?
But you can't bounce it around to like the same two guys, to me. I think SmackDown has too many people where it just bounces from Roman to Brock to Roman to Brock. That's why I'm like, do you take the title off Roman and make the Brock thing non-title? Because but the thing is, Roman's still the biggest thing on the show, right? So like, even if a Finn gets it or a Big E gets it, which is why I think that if Big E gets it on Raw, he'll be the biggest thing on the show. But like, if they get it, it's unless Trev, you bring Drew McIntyre over to SmackDown. You get, hey, that's the show that you're watching every Friday. That might be a show. Raw's DVR only.
On Fox. Hey, Drew Roman on Fox for the uni. Hey. Hold
on. But that was Raw. I want to thank you, Trev. I know you got to get out of here. You're a busy guy. I want to thank you for being on the show. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Man, what I want to say. What I got left. What I got in me. What I got in me, bro. It's weird, bro. Like, we've really seen, just like during the pandemic, like we just saw a lot of things happen to WWE, or we thought like we didn't know how we were going to get out of this. And here we are. Fans are back. People are just happy to be there. Like, that's the one thing I'm liking right now. Like, I haven't seen, like all the crowds do completely stupid shit so far. It's coming, I know. It's for sure coming. But right now, we're in a cool spot where everyone's happy to be there. We're getting asses back in seats. We're building up people. It's a good time to be a WWE fan. Like, the NXT shit happening. I feel good, Johnny. Like, I feel really good about this product. Like, this is for these people. I don't even know. We talked about this shit. Did y'all talk about this shit yet? Folks said that there was going to be a war.
Nah.
like
two different companies, man. Two different types of things, man.
Two different types of, like, bro. It's not a competition. Like, there's no way niggas watch SummerSlam. Like, I really saw people try to come out and say SummerSlam wasn't a good show. I'm like, nigga, what part? You were talking about. You think the WWE doesn't know that all y'all gonna talk about this shit? Like, fam, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Y'all gonna try to find something that y'all didn't like about this shit. Y'all gonna try to find something. Guess what? Becky came back and Becky won. Don't pretend like you did not love that shit. That's what I hate about wrestling fans, especially on the internet. You fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
Y'all will go on one day and then slander Bianca for 2 weeks. She loses the belt. They didn't do right by Bianca. They screwed Bianca over. You know how this wrestling shit go.
Yep.
All they mean is the WWE is back. The WWE is back. Fans are back. See, the WWE has gotten smart. They understand that these fans, they really don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. So what you do, you give them some shit that they pretend that they don't want, that they absolutely love, because they just want to complain. That's all them niggas want to do, Johnny. They want to complain.
There it is.
We're not here to do that. We're here to go and enjoy. No, we're here to enjoy the fucking product. Like, folks tell me, like, oh, Trevor, did you read the dirt sheet? Like, nigga, I'm not doing all this shit. Like, bro, I'm not finna let that fuck up the product for me. What I'm here to do is, look, can you cut these promos? Can you work? Do you have timely matches that get me in and out? And do you have good hot spots? If you got all them shits, I'm going to rock with you. If you don't, you don't. And I'm going to say I don't rock with you. You see, I'm a real simple person. When I said redacted, I meant everything I meant about redacted. A lot of people would have said...
Okay,
a lot of people would have said... Hold on. A lot of people would have said that, oh, that Sasha Banks shit, that I got to sit and lie. Family watching professional wrestling my entire life, bro. That shit Sasha did is unacceptable. I'm not going to make excuse for it. It's 2021 and she felt that they didn't, like, no, I've seen y'all do this soft ass shit before. I'm not going to change the way this business has been for the last forever because of one person. This is wrong. And back in the day, dog, can you imagine the shit Vince would did to Sasha in like 07, 08 for some shit like this? Can you imagine that, John? No, she'd be out of here. she is joining Total Non-Stop Impact, no Total Non-Stop Action, all the other shit. She gonna be on Spike TV because this is bullshit. Yep. I still live by that rule. Like, you can go, you can do all the articles and all the quick shoots and all the shit you want to. At the end of the day, bro, you gotta come to work. You can
There
cut
it is.
all that. I just felt like I had to get this shit off my chest. I know it ain't making. I don't care.
No, I'm gonna leave it because I want people to tweet at Trevor Trout and tell them how they felt about this promo you just cut. I'm gonna keep that shit. Fuck it. This was the A show for episode 202. Next week, me and Meelz will be back in business for another week in the world of pro wrestling. Thank you all for listening. Of course, sign up for our Patreon, the A Show RNC, to get all of this content. Me and Trevor had a really good conversation that's only on Patreon, and I think that you guys should definitely listen to it to hear who he thinks is going to be elite. But we also have new episode of Spot Callers coming. We're going to have 2 episodes of Spot Callers in September because me and Cyrus, of course, missed August. We got busy, but you're going to get 2 episodes of Spot Callers this month on Patreon. But we also have Rewriters Room. We have the War Report with with Cyrus and Quan, and more content for you guys coming up, including a new season of Legendary Run with Batista's 2005 run. So yeah, stay on the lookout for that, and we will be back with you guys next week on the A Show. Peace.